Thanks for joining. And once again, I'm joined by Siobhan. Siobhan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yep, so I'm Siobhan Lettice and I head up solutions engineering for a cloud software company.
Thanks. And if anyone in the audience watched a previous video, then you'll have actually seen. So I encourage people to watch it if they haven't, because there you talk about your career going from a junior biochemist to someone who heads up solutions engineering. So what is it about solutions engineering that you really like?
I love being on that buyer journey. I love listening to discovery, getting deeper into what they're experiencing, what their challenges are, their pain points, and then actually translating that into, first of all, a compelling demonstration of our solution, but actually ultimately the design of a solution that I know is going to work for them and actually, achieve solving those challenges or solving those pain points. We are a SaaS company, we're only as good as the solutions that we implement successfully and the value that we keep bringing to our customers. So we're so passionate about getting the right solution for them and continuing to do that across their life cycle as a customer. We will even frequently walk away if something isn't a good fit. We're not just selling for the sake of selling, which kind of feels a bit, altruistic, I'll say. But we love making that tangible difference and feeling like we're making a tangible difference for our customers, for their agents, for their customers.
So this is something that obviously we have in common, in that, well, I'm clearly, if people want to take a look, in sales too. I don't believe in selling a product or selling a solution. I can't stand slides or standard decks. And it's utterly boring. And I think so many people do this when they're in front of a prospect and they can't wait to, get the standard slides out and say, what a wonderful company I work for and how many awards we've won, and look at all our features and capabilities, and surely you want to pick us. It's like, but you don't know the first thing about this prospect. And I think the same is true of a demo. And I, having been in, I guess, partly in the role that you're running now, standard demos just don't do it for me. So to me, it is that discovery, right? It's having a real, the thing I get, having a real interest in the company that you're talking to. Is incredible, right?
Yeah, it's fascinating. Depending on the industry, like how deep you can go into understanding why their customers call them, like, what's somebody picking up the phone to talk about, what's somebody chatting to talk about, how urgent is it, how severe is it, like what are they really looking for in terms of support from an agent. And then in turn, how do we empower those agents to give that great experience? All of that is totally fascinating across lots of different industries.
And I like hearing you saying, the walk away, because we do that, you and I do that. It's really the opposite of some schools of thought where it's just, well, package it up in a different way. You can sell anything to anyone, which I'm like, really? No, it's absolutely not what you should be doing. And you certainly shouldn't be frightened of saying, I've listened to everything that you need, or the challenges you've got, or the problems or the opportunities. And you know what, I don't think we've got something for you. Here's some alternative advice. So I like that. So second question, what is it that, obviously we work for a cloud software company and the space we work in is contact centers. And what makes for a successful move for a organization to the cloud?
Yeah, good question. And for me, there's kind of three main areas. Outside of, doing your research and your kind of buyer due diligence around, a scalable solution, a secure solution, a solution that gives you regular updates, I think there's three kind of key things that make the move successful. The first one is being open to new possibilities and capabilities that underpin that. Because actually, if you're using something which is on premise, things like integrating with your CRM might be very painful and clunky, so you've never done it. But don't let that hold you back when you look at the cloud, because all of a sudden new things are possible. They're so much easier. It's so much easier to consume some of these great valuable technologies that you may not have been able to before. So be open to that. The second point is kind of the opposite of that in terms of being realistic. You know, it would be great to see an art of the possible demonstration of a solution and go, oh my God, it's going to solve all of my challenges and give a great customer experience. But is it too much of a jump from what you're doing today? Too much of a jump both for your customers, but also for your agents sat in the contact center. Ultimately, it's still people talking to people. And if agents are overwhelmed by lots of change, that really does, you know, kind of make a difference. And for your customers, you know, are you working in a demographic where they're going to want to talk to a chatbot? Maybe not. If not, don't look at it. It doesn't make sense. It's not realistic. And then the third one for me is around partnership. So again, you can be wowed and tempted by all the bells and whistles, but that doesn't guarantee you adoption. It doesn't, you know, guarantee you that agent empowerment. It doesn't guarantee you future success. So choose a partnership where, you know, they have best practice. They're really going to be invested in making you successful and helping you achieve those goals for your company.
Mm-hmm. No, great points. And yeah, I'm going to add to the list one thing, which is a wish, actually, to anybody listening who's thinking of a migration to cloud, is before you write the RFP, and you know, we deal with enterprise sales and enterprise customers, so generally an RFP is inevitable. And we see so many that have been written, I think, by obviously by people with a background in on-premise and with assumptions made or presumptions made about what might be available, and the language that the RFP comes back in is very much written in that way. And also it's written in a way that says, well, we do it like this today, so how do you do it like this today, but in the cloud? And I don't know, what's your advice, Siobhan, for someone then thinking about an RFP before they write it?
Yeah, so I would always do, you know, the research of the market, but seek some input from vendors. You know, there's so many people, including ourselves out there, who would love to help you with, you know, sample questions, sample answers, things that would make you think possibly in a slightly different way. So instead of your question being, can you route my calls in this way, can you route my calls in such a way that's going to deliver X outcome, a great customer experience, reduced average handle time, increased first call resolution? Because actually how you get there isn't really important. It's the outcome that's important.
So I agree. And I think, you know, come and, you know, invite people to run some workshops, do a proof of concept, and just, you know, take your preconceptions aside, and explore and have a lot of fun, actually. And then from that basis, hopefully change your thinking, before you then do the if it's really necessary, the RFP. Siobhan, it's been fascinating talking to you, and I want to reiterate for the audience that, you know, Siobhan is around 10 years from, you know, joining our company as a graduate, and now is the global head of solutions engineering for our contact center solution. It's an amazing career that she's had. It's very inspiring. And there's a previous video that you should take a look at if you're interested. Siobhan, thanks a lot.
Thank you.